beyond disgust at the derogatory term mongrels to describe Irish people. Whoever wrote this article has no clue what she is talking about. Stop rewriting history, gaslighting the Irish people to believe we are mongrelized. Also, to describe our ancestors. What you are doing is trying to convince the Irish nation what you believe is the future of this country. I respectfully ask that you withdraw this article and write a correct history of our country. Well written, Maureen.
Yes.
Well written.
Yes, and Warren, there's a lot of people after emailing them, and after you will be next to take a battering. Mm-hmm. I have no doubt.
I wonder will Joe Duffy be talking about it today?
I don't know. I don't listen to them.
I doubt it. Somehow.
I doubt it very much. No, he's a government shill. They won't be talking about it. And if they are, they're going to be given some piece of paper and say, read this out.
Oh, no, what they do is, but they'll bring on the two professors who were the ones who gave all the advice for the programme. They'll bring them on and they'll continue and they'll reiterate what they said already.
That's right. But you see now, look, I know I say this time and time again, but it's the truth. This has all been well planned and well documented for years. Mm. It's all in the Kerry plan. It's all there. It's in the Pan-European plan. You've got to read these documents. People need to start reading these documents for themselves. It's okay for the like of me and other people to come on and start talking about this, but they don't believe us. That's the point. Because they're too lazy or too stupid to bother picking up on some word and say, well, what God, I heard someone talk about something the other day. I wonder what that's about.
Well, it's kind of globalization, isn't it? This kind of idea of globalization.
Well, it is. And we are being invaded. But you know what they're also trying to do? I call it a foreignization of our country. Right? That is the term I'm giving them. This is the term for this, foreignization. Because I'm seeing now, and this is going on for years now, and especially in the past 5 years, the white people are the only race of people who cannot stand up and defend themselves. We've got to be guilty because we're white, and we have white privilege. Oh, wait for this. This will all come on the back of this. You wait and see this, and mark my words on it. White privilege, white guilt. Oh, apologize because, it's all about colonialism and the slave trade and all this bullshit. Well, how far in history do these people want to go?
Sure, we were only told on the programme last week we had a guest on the programme last week, a young black lady, and she told me I had white privilege. I didn't agree with her, obviously. I don't have any white privilege.
Yeah, there you go. How far back in history do these people want to go? Because I tell you something.
Well, if you keep telling people they're victims, they're always going to be victims, and isn't that part of the problem?
Yeah.
I read an interesting article actually on my own website in relation to that, by the way. If you keep telling people they're going to be victims, when young black kids are born in America and they're being told about, the horribleness of slavery a long, long time ago, which it was a horrible time, by the way, for black people. And yes, black people were discriminated against. And yes, black people were used as slaves. And yes, black people, all those things happened to black people. But if you keep telling young people growing up who have never actually been affected by any of that they are victims, they'll eventually feel like victims and they blame the world. So that is a big problem.
Well, but that's all part of the plan now, right? You make people victims. Why don't they do history on white cargo? What they call indentured slave. I'll tell you something. Nobody left this country as indentured anything. They were dragged from this country and sent to Jamaica and Barbados to work in the sugarcane plantations, where many of them died from sunstroke. So if they want to write history, start talking about what the Irish people suffered. Do you know what? I'm thinking, I think I need to go to London. I need to dig up Cromwell again. So, for example, and try him for the genocide that was committed on this country. These professors, these people who think they know history, know damn all. And I've been reading books since I was 4 years old. And my father brought me up in books. And I tell you something, I spent the 20th century reading books and history because I love history. And I give them a good run for their money, any professor in any establishment in this shithole today. Because it's taking history and rewriting it and making us believe that we cannot be proud of our ancestors. They're doing the same in England with Stonehenge. They're trying to tell the English people that the black people built Stonehenge. Wait for this. It's going to be Newgrange next one. As a matter of fact, there was a Neolithics built Newgrange. But they won't tell you any of this, will they? No, because that's not what they want you to hear. They want us to believe that our country Europe is going to be black, and that's the plan.
Well, I don't want to necessarily make it about skin colour.
It's true. No, it is true. That's what it is about. Can you not see what's invading Europe?
No, I do see a globalist agenda, and I do see a fact that we're being told essentially that you cannot keep your identity anymore. And that's what we're being told. And by the way, the biggest purveyors of that are our own government. When we listen to things that Micheál Martin says on a regular basis, it shocks me. A man from Cork, a good man, I believe many years ago, a good man from Cork, is telling people that, our sovereignty is an outdated concept and all this kind of nonsense. And by the way, he made some comments in relation to this as well, talking about this idea that, we're not homogenous anymore. And, and this is all to prepare us. And I'm not denying you're right. It's to prepare us and make us feel bad about denying the rights of other people to come to Ireland. And that's what it's all about. It is propaganda. There's no doubt about that.
It is. I'm saying I say it every day of the week. Joseph Goebbels was around. He'd be in his element. Right? He'd be in the right with himself. I'd say, so for example, going back to those times, what did the Nazis want? They wanted an Aryan race, which they were deeming pure white. But this is all part of the plan. Us white people are not supposed to be proud that we are white. And a matter of fact, on this planet, I always look at it because, I'm Catholic and I always refer to my faith. When Almighty God made this planet, there's a lot of colour on the planet. And
it's funny, really, isn't it? You can turn around openly and say, I'm proud to be black. But if you turn around and say, I'm proud to be white, you're considered some sort of white supremacist. Well, Maureen, I'm assuming you're not going to watch the programme.
But no, I don't have RT and I wouldn't watch that trash. And if I did, I'd blow a gasket.
Right, okay. Well, stay there a second because I want to go to Bernie. Bernie, hi, how are you?